New vehicle or service on one you already own. Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
We apologize for some technical difficulties we were having a few moments ago, but we are just about to get underway between the Rich Rebels and the home Bear Lake Bears as the conclusion of the national anthem here in Montpelier, Idaho. I'm Matthew Peterson, happy to have you alongside me for what should be a very exciting matchup. A lot of fans coming out here. Plenty of fans making their way out here for what should be a great game between the Rebels and the Bears. I'm Matthew Peterson once again as we try to get everything situated for you here. Let's get through our Town of Woodruff starters here. So for our Lutz Construction starting list, I beg your pardon. So Taylor McKee out there alongside senior J.C. Cornea. And then Taylor Cornea getting the start, so a pair of Corneas. And then number 1, senior McKenna Stacy, the leading scorer on this team. And another senior, Sage Tingy, among the starting ranks here. And that's our starting 5 presented by Lutz Construction. And here we go with the Bear Lake Bears starting lineup. They're going to send out their senior, Haley Humphreys, one of the leading scorers from last year returning. Sophomore, Kelsey Skinner will get the start as well. Here comes Lydia Johnson, a senior starting. And here's number 25, Eliza Sharp. 3 seniors starting in this bunch. And finally to junior, Kalisha Parker. Let's check out our Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pregame slice. So the Rebels are going to be wearing their road blues, blue top, blue bottoms, and the Bear Lake Bears wearing their home whites with blue shoulders and blue numbers on the front and back. And that's our Old Chicago pregame slice. Go visit them in Logan. We'll get to the rest of our pregame as the first quarter gets underway. But for now, we've got some Rich Rebel basketball to attend to. And it will be Sage Tingy doing the opening tip here for the Rich Rebels. And we should be getting ready here. And the tip-off is won by the Rebels. Exciting tip-off. And here we go. We are underway here in Montpelier, Idaho. We don't have our scoreboard cam working. We're trying to get that fixed for you in a moment. But for now, it's the Rebels turning it over, and the Bears on a breakaway. And they'll get an easy, quick 2 points. And Bear Lake jumps out to an early 2-0 advantage here in the first quarter. The Rebels bringing the ball up the court. And a 3 from McKee, in and out momentarily, and now grabbed by Cornea. McKenna Stacy on the wing with it. Stacy moving from left to right. Now she reverses course and gets to Taylor Cornier at the wing. In the corner, it's Taylor McKee, who switches back to Stacy at the top of the key for a three. Off the iron and picked up by Sage Chingy for another offensive rebound. She gave it to her teammate Stacy, who had it momentarily poked away, but Rebel ball as that ball went out of bounds for a moment. Here is Taylor Cornier to inbound the ball. And her successful inbound brought to you there by Crawford Trough. Right now it's Stacy with it, going all the way to the corner for Taylor McKee to think about shooting. Now she gives it back to Stacy at the wing. McKenna Stacy for three, off the rim, and it's going to go out of play for a Bear Lake ball. 2-0 Bears here with 6:50 to go in our first quarter. We're going to try and get that scoreboard cam for you all working in a moment. Bears have it at the top of the key. And they are going to be going to an inbound play beneath the basket. First quarter, 6:35 to go early here in our T7 Propane first quarter. Bears trying to inbound the ball. And they get it near the block. And that's Lydia Johnson who gave it over, and nearly missing it, but a putback there by Kalisha Parker will bring the Bears up to a 4-0 advantage. Rebels have it in the post. Here's Cornier giving to McKee at the top of the key, who gives it right back to Taylor Cornier. At the wing, it's Stacy feeding into the block for Sage Chingy. Stacy, a cross-court pass to Taylor McKee, slowing things down momentarily, loses her dribble, but regains possession and gives it to Taylor Cornier. Rebels moving along the horn at the baseline. It was a pass to J.C. Cornier, had a bounce pass poked away. A foul is called on the Bears. Rebels will have an inbounds play now. Stacy finds Sage Chingy. She moves into the paint and then moves out, hands it off to J.C. Cornier, who reverses it right back to Sage Chingy. Now McKenna Stacy with the ball at the top of the key. Rebels trail 4-0, 5.5 remaining in our first quarter. McKee in the corners, a bounce pass to McKenna Stacy. Rebels trying to find some rhythm on offense, but suffocating defense from the Bears at the moment. Here's Stacy driving into the lane, dumps it off to Cornier, who uses the glass to pick up 2 points, and the Rebels are on the scoreboard. It's 4-2 Bear Lake. J.C. Cornier strikes first for the Rich Rebels. Here come the Bears. Parker down low, feeds it to Johnson. She chucks up a shot that goes off the rim, rebounded by McKee. McKee picking up her speed, trying to find Taylor Cornier at the block, partially tipped. She gives it right back, and now Stacy launches a three from the corner. In! Gets a little help from the rim gods, but it falls, and the Rebels now have a 5-4 lead. 5-4 Rebels with a little under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bear Lake threatening, but that ball escapes the arms of a Bear and goes out of play. 5-4 Rich. 4:47 to go in our T7 Propane first quarter. In the corner now with it is Eliza Sharp. She feeds it up top to Kelsey Skinner. Skinner driving into the post, puts up a floater, nearly falls. Offensive board is put back by Eliza Sharp, and it's a 6-5 advantage for the Bears. McKee looks to pass. She does to Taylor Cornier on the far wing, who feeds it over to Stacy in the corner. Cross-court pass to Taylor McKee, goes to J.C. Cornier in the corner. She chucks up a 2, and that's no good, but rebounded by Stacy. Rebels moving the ball around. They have it in the corner now. They look inside to J.C. Cornier. She's fouled, and she'll go shoot 2 as her offensive shot could not fall. Cornier will go shoot 2. She's got 2 points for the Rebels so far. J.C. Cornier was successful at the free throw line a night ago, and she tacks on her 3rd point to even the score at 6-6 on our Station On main scoreboard. Second free throw is on the way, and that one is in and out and rebounded by the Bears. Bringing the ball up the court is Humphries. Crossing half court now and approaching the top of the key. She'll bounce pass to the far wing. Bear Lake looking down low to the post, and that ball is momentarily poked away, and a loose ball, and they're going to call a jump ball as Sage Tingy made it competitive, and Rebels and Bears even at 6 with 3:51 to go in our first quarter. Inbounds play now for Bear Lake. Underneath the Rebels basket, they get to Humphries. She passes over to Johnson, who puts up a long two. Nearly fell but could not. Ball gets poked away to the top of the key, picked up by Haley Humphries. She drives in, dishes it off to Hennick. And eventually, Bear Lake able to muster up 2 points and take the lead. It's 8-6 home team. Stacy crosses half court. Looking to drive into the left side, reverses course over to Taylor McKee. And now Stacy feeding Cornea down low, and she's fouled hard. No, they're just going to say no foul. It was a bit of a collision, but it'll be the Rebels' ball as to inbound here. Here's McKenna Stacy on the inbound. She goes up top to J.C. Cornea, gives it right back to Stacy in the corner. She picked up her dribble, and the two paying a little bit of ping pong between J.C. Cornea and McKenna Stacy. Rebels trail by 2 with 3 minutes remaining in our T7 Propane first quarter. It's Taylor McKee driving along the baseline, but backs out of some trouble, and they're going to call a foul on Bear Lake. Call a hold there. Sage Tingy with a Crawford Trough inbound play now. Tingy on the inbound goes to Stacy. Stacy holding on to it near the center logo. Now she drives into the paint, puts up a floater, and that can't fall. Loose ball, who's got it? The Bears do. They're going the opposite direction and with speed as well. Kelsey off the iron. No good. Offensive board. Second chance opportunity couldn't go, and we're going to have a foul on McKenna Stacy. That's her first. She got in foul trouble early last night, and that was an issue for the Rebels in the first half, but able to make do with the situation. Now 2 free throws coming our way from junior Kalisha Parker. First free throw from Parker is good, extending their lead to 3. It's now 9-6 Bears with 2:35 to go in our T7 Propane first quarter. J.C. Cornea checks out of the game for Brittany Lamborn, and Mackenzie Smith comes in as well. Second free throw up off the back iron, rebounded by Tingy. Sage Tingy passes off to Stacy. McKee with a wide open look from the corner, buries it. Taylor McKee didn't need much more time to think about that, and she ties the game up at 9. Here come the Bears from the post, putting up a soft shot, rebounded by McKenna. Stacy driving up the court now and pumps the brakes for a moment to slow things down with just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. All even at 9 as Sage Tingy's bounce pass is nearly intercepted, but now Tingy has it back at the top of the key, feeds it down low to Lamborn. Lamborn with a lot of traffic around her and turns it over. Bear Lake scoops it up, and now they're going the opposite direction. Feeding inside is Kelsey. She's looking for Parker, and Parker eventually regains possession, and loose ball. Can Hennick come up with it? No, it's going to fall into the hands of Brittany Lamborn. Here comes Stacy trying to put some moves on her defender, and indeed she does. Drives into the paint, dumps it off to Smith, who has her shot blocked and out of play. Rebels will have an inbounds play now with 1:27 to go in the first quarter. 9-9 on our Station on Main scoreboard. Very fast-paced first quarter here from both sides. Stacy inbounds it to Smith in the corner, who puts up a 3. No good, but it's rebounded by Smith. And she'll say she was out of bounds when she got the ball, so Bear Lake ball. They inbound it to Haley Humphries, who has a little pressure from McKenna Stacy. A bit of a press going on from the Rebels, but the Bear Lake Bears get it across in time. Humphries driving in on the left side. She dishes out to the far corner. Now they're dealing with it in the far corner. And a floater goes in and out. by Lydia Johnson, rebounded by the Rebels, and Stacy, with under a minute to go, will leisurely stroll up the court. Looking to put her side ahead. It's 9-9. McKee with it now. Taylor McKee going down the right side, gets to Lamborn in the corner. Brittany Lamborn working along the block. She is going to call a timeout here from Coach Cody Lundgren. Timeout is called. We'll take it ourselves. It's 9-9 here in Bear Lake between the Rebels and the Bears.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to Montpelier, Idaho for tonight's matchup between the Rich Rebels and the home Bear Lake Bears. I'm Matthew Peterson, happy to join you on this fine Saturday evening. And with 40 seconds, the Rebels will inbound it to Mackenzie Smith in the corner. Smith had it taken away, and now dribbling up the court in the opposite direction is Kelsey. Kelsey picks up her dribble, goes to Haley Humphreys at the top of the key. Humphreys holding on to it, under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Bear Lake has in the far wing. They drive it into the post. Loose ball. Who's got it? And a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball is called, and it's going to go to the Rebel possession now with 20 seconds on the clock here. Rebels trying to pull ahead to close out this first quarter, and Stacy will try to milk as much time off the clock as she can. McKee on the far wing looks inside to Smith. Good pass. She gets it out to Lamborn. Rebels moving the ball around. Stacy thought about it. Now dribbles in. Takes it back out for a three off the iron. And tracking down was Lamborn for the rebound. Under a second to go at the buzzer. No good from Stacy at the top of the key. So that will do it for the first quarter of Rich Rebel basketball. It's the Rebels and Bears even at 9 on our Station on Main scoreboard. Quick, fast-paced action, some good scoring, good defense all around, good basketball. We'll step aside here as we get ready for the second quarter of Rebel basketball right here on Rebel Radio.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome back for the second quarter of Rebel basketball as the Bears have it on offense right now, and they're looking to take a lead here as they move it along the perimeter, nearly poked away and eventually recaptured near the center court line. And a timeout is called by Coach Messerly of the Bear Lake Bears as they were a bit dysfunctional on offense right there. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we return, it's still a 9-9 game with 7:26 to go in the first half of action.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come on in Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come on in Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Bear Lake inbounds the ball, and now they are going to move it around the perimeter. Looking inside right now and putting up a quick jumper and letting it fall is Eliza Sharp. And it's 11-9 Bears to start this second quarter with 7:09 to go in the first half. McKee to inbound the ball to McKenna Stacy. We're going to go through our Laketown Ledger in just a moment. Have got some good history for you, for all of you history lovers out there, when it comes to Rebels and Bears women's basketball. The Rebels have had their number just slightly over the last 10 meetings, winning 6 out of 4, but Bear Lake has won their last 3 home matchups against the Rich Rebels. Now Rich on offense. McKee pressure, gets to Stacy. She puts up a 3 off the back iron. Can it fall? No, but rebounded by J.C. Corney. Gets it right back to McKee. Thought about shooting a 3. Now drives into the paint. Gives it to Taylor McKee at the top of the key. Stacy with it, going inside the key. Flips it over to McKee. And moving around is Sage Tingy. And a jump ball is called. A Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball. And it's going to go with the Rebels as they got the possession arrow at the start of the second quarter. 11-9 Bears with 6:36 to go in our second quarter. Stacy inbounds it. Darlene Peterson just checks in and got it but lost it. Sage Tingy picks up a loose ball and hands it off to J.C. Corney, who flips it over to Stacy on the far wing. Stacy pressured heavily, gives it to Taylor McKee. In the corner now with it is J.C. Corney. Flips it all the way across the court to a diving McKenna Stacy, who gets the layup to tie the game at 11. 11 all on the Station On main scoreboard. Picking up her dribble and moving it in. And now with the ball is Kelsey Skinner. Hands it off to Humphreys. Haley Humphreys moving into the paint. A whistle is blown and a foul will be charged to a Rich Rebel. With 6:01 to go in the quarter, it's on Sage Tingy. Taylor Cornea is now going to check in for Rich. And a quick field goal, a 3-pointer to be exact, from Bear Lake on the restart, puts them back in front, 14-11 Bears. Stacy hands it off to Cornea in the corner. Now Taylor McKee at the top of the key. At the wing with it is McKenna Stacy. Stacy guarded heavily. Rebels moving it around. Taylor Corney at the baseline, picks up her dribble. She's in a jam, needs to get rid of it. Gets to Darlene Peterson, who passes to Stacy, who puts up a 3. She's got it. Even at 14 after another McKenna Stacy 3. Rebels on defense here as Bear Lake picked up their dribble at the top of the key and trying to find somewhere to go with it. Rich struggling on defense, but now gets some confidence back. But right in their face is Haley Humphreys, who drops a 3 to put the Bears back on top. 17-14 Bear Lake. McKee in the corner, reverses all the way over to Cornea. Stacy for another 3 ball. That's no good, but she gets her own offensive board and puts up a loose ball, scrambling around like some eggs, and eventually it's going to go in Bear Lake's direction. And last touch by McKenna Stacy. A bit of a chaotic 3 seconds there. Haley Humphreys will bring the ball up now for Bear Lake with 4:30 to go in the first half of action, leading by 3. At the top of the key is Tillen Hennick. Hennick looks down low to the block, and a diving effort by Parker will save it, but only to go to J.C. Cornea's hands. Stacy picking up speed, looks to Darlene Peterson at the block. She's trying to get a shot off, but she is fouled, and she'll shoot 2. Peterson will make a trip to the free throw line to try and close the gap here, a narrow gap nevertheless, between the Bear Lake Bears and the Rich Rebels. 17-14 home Bears. Peterson's first free throw is up and off the front iron, no good. Ambria Lutz will now check in for Taylee Cornea. Lutz joined a couple of the Lutz Construction starting lineup. And the second free throw from Peterson also off the front iron and nearly rebounded by Lutz. Made a good effort, but ultimately falls in the hands of a Bear. Here comes Bear Lake. Humphreys thought about shooting a 3. Now it's Skinner to pop a 3, and that's not going to fall. Offensive board's going to go to no one as J.C. Cornea comes with a defensive rebound. Stacy methodically dribbling up the court. Now gets to Taylor McKee. Goes right back to Stacy. Thought about shooting a 3. In the corner, it's Ambria Lutz. Has her pass intercepted by Skinner, who hands it off to Humphreys. Haley Humphreys guarded by Stacy. Loses her dribble momentarily, but regains it. Here comes Skinner in the corner. It's Lydia Johnson. Wants to shoot a 3, doesn't have it. She looked to Hennick down low at the block, who put up a shot, rebounded by Peterson. 3.5 to go in the first half. Rebels down 3. McKee bounce pass to Stacy, gives it right back to her. Looks to Lutz in the corner. She pops a 3 of her own. Money! We're even at 17 after an Ambria Lutz 3. 17 all. Haley Humphreys picks up her dribble on the offensive side of the court. She looks to Skinner. Skinner drove in, put up a shot. Offensive board by Hennick. Put back is no good. Pulled down by Stacy. A little over 2.5 to go in the first half. McKee with a bounce pass to Stacy along the perimeter. Taylor McKee with room here, opts not to shoot it and passes to Lutz back in the corner. Rebels moving it around the left half of the court. Here's McKee at the top of the key, looks down low, good pass to Cornea. She's fouled and she'll shoot 2. J.C. Cornea had a pair of free throws in the first quarter, and she'll make a trip back to Charity Row. 17 all with 2:27 to go in our first half, and we got a couple of Bear Lake Realty free throws coming your way. First free throw is up and not going to fall for JC. We'll keep the score at 17 apiece. Pretty well-disciplined game. Look at the first half. The Bears with 5 total team fouls and the Rebels with 3. Second free throw from Cornea, and that Bear Lake Realty free throw won't fall as well. We're stuck at 17, and now the Bears on offense. Looking to Lydia Johnson in the corner. She puts up a long 3. That doesn't get anything, and it's pulled down off of bounce by Stacy. A little over 2 minutes to go. Stacy picking up her dribble, flips it over to Taylor McKee, drives on the left side, has her pass tipped, and Rebels will hold on to the possession here, and they'll have an inbounds play being brought to you by the Crawford Trough. 17 all on our Station on Main scoreboard. A little over 2 minutes to go in the first half of action from Montpelier, Idaho. Mackenzie Smith to inbound it. She finds Stacy at the top of the key. McKenna Stacy looking at a double team. Bounce passes to Taylor McKee. Now here's Smith in the corner with it. Picks up her dribble. Stacy ends up with the ball after a couple of passes, and she's at the top of the court here. Rebels moving along the perimeter of the left side of the court right now between Taylor McKee, McKenna Stacy, and Mackenzie Smith. But right now it's Stacy who just passed to McKee. McKee looking to drive into the paint. Has some traffic, puts up a shot. She's fouled, and she'll take a trip to the free throw line and an attempt to put the Rebels back on top. We've had a couple lead changes here, but so far it's been predominantly the Bears leading. Rebels led momentarily when it was 5-4. But since then, besides that, they have not led at all. First free throw is good from Taylor. And it's 18-17 Rebels up by the narrowest of margins. Second free throw on the way, and that won't fall. 18-17 Rich with 1.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bear Lake moving it around the perimeter. They look inside to Sharp and has her shot not fall. Offensive board put back. It doesn't get anything, and then and one. Eliza Sharp pulled down the offensive board on the putback, and she was hacked. And getting charged with the foul is Mackenzie Smith, and Bear Lake leads it 19-18 with an opportunity to complete the three-point play. Sharp's free throw no good off the front iron, but gets her own rebound, looks outside. Kelsey had it for a moment, and she was last one to touch the ball. So the Rebels will take it on their half of the court, trailing by 1 with 1:13 to go in the first half. Stacy on the inbound to receive. Just over 1 minute to go now. Stacy passes to Lutz, who gives it right back to her. Two of them doing some bounce passes. Lutz drives in and gives it back to Stacy at the top of the key. Under 1 minute to go, Rebels down 1. McKenna Stacy passes to Taylor McKee. Under 50 seconds now. Stacy reverses court all the way to Brittany Lamporn, and that ball just slipped through her fingertips and out of play. Bear Lake takes over with 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. I invite you to stick around for our halftime show and the Town of Randolph first half highlights, but for now, it's the Bears with 37 seconds trying to add on to their lead. They've got it at the top of the key right now. Pass to Lydia Johnson outside the perimeter, guarded by Lamborn. Bear Lake looking inside the paint. Lydia moving in as well now, and Johnson flips it over. Doing some damage is Kelsey, but she can't have her shot fall. Ball slips through the legs of Stacy and picked up by Humphreys. 15 seconds to go in the half. Bear Lake moving along the perimeter. They move it inside now, and using the glass to put it home is Eliza Sharp. 5 seconds, Rebels down 3. Stacy moving up the court. 2 seconds, 1 second. She puts up a prayer and no good. So that will do it for the first half. It's the Rebels down 3, 21-18 to the home Bear Lake Bears. A very exciting first half, fast-paced action up and down the court. We've got plenty of first half highlights to go over with you, and we're also going to rewind just a tad to our coaches show with Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty. And so don't go anywhere. We got a lot of Rebel basketball coverage coming your way here. But for now at half, it's the Bear Lake Bears leading 21-18 over the Rich Rebels in Montpelier, Idaho.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Show. It's the Rebels down 3 against the home Bears of Bear Lake. I'm Matthew Peterson, and let's talk about this one right now as we get ready to move into the third quarter of action here from Montpelier. So the Rebels in that first half had a couple of baskets made. McKenna Stacy doing a bulk of the damage offensively. She had 8 points in that first half, contributing a 3 as well with Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee, and J.C. Cornea with 3 points to show for herself as well. So the Rebels down 3 right now and looking to get back into this. When we talk about first half highlights presented by Town of Randolph, look no further than Ambria Lutz coming off the bench as a sophomore. as an under. Lutz just popping that three, and tons of space, tons of room, and just buried it. Great shot from Lutz, and kind of things you want to see out of a bench player like that. So that's probably our leading candidate when it comes to first half highlights. Now I want to rewind to our coaches show. Things got started really early here. So we had tip-off about 25 minutes before the scheduled time, and you parlay that with a couple of internet issues we were having here in the fine school of Bear Lake. We were a little slow to get our pregame show going, but I want to give our love to our Pam Cornea from Town & Country Realty coaches show. So I had the opportunity to catch up with Coach Cody Lundgren before the game. He was able to spare me 40 seconds, or I guess I'd spare him 40 seconds, and told me about the win last night against Altamont and his thoughts on it. So here is Coach Cody Lundgren for our coaches show. We'll get that for you in a moment. Not whatever reason, technology not wanting to cooperate today. Until we get that going, we're going to step aside for a quick break, but it's the Bears leading 21-18 at the half against the Rich Rebels.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
I got my Cody Lundgren interview ready for you, so let's roll that. Brief interview, but here is the women's basketball head coach, Cody Lundgren, ahead of today's matchup. Welcome into the Coaches Show. I'm with Rebels basketball head coach, Coach Cody Lundgren. Coach, congrats on the win last night against Altamont. What was your initial takeaway from that win?
I figured it'd be kind of rough at the first beginnings. It's short in preseason and stuff, so I was proud that the girls went through that patch of hard times, through the first half. We got in foul trouble, and, everybody stepped up, and we got the job done.
Coach, what's the biggest improvement you want to see from your team from game 1 to game 2?
Just not try to win the game in the first 2 minutes. Try to be patient and let it play out.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Hey, thank you.
That's Rebels basketball head coach Cody Lundgren. I like that quote a lot, not trying to win the game in the first 2 minutes. I think that's what the Rebels were trying to accomplish in a way of moving it very quickly and trying to score more points than you can in one possession, So I like that idea a lot of trying to slow things down. This is a 4-quarter game. You can't come out and score all 50, 60, or 70 points you're going to get in the first 2 minutes. So pace it out, and definitely set up your style of play. We're in our halftime show here between the Rebels and the Bears. About 3.5 minutes to go until the third quarter gets going. It's brought to you by Epic Recreation. We had our T7 propane first quarter, which had the Rebels trailing, the Rebels and the Bears tied at 9 apiece. And at the conclusion of our Stacy's Repair second quarter, it was Bear Lake leading 21-18. So we're going to take another quick break here. When we return, it'll be time for the third quarter of Rebel basketball here in Bear Lake against the Bears.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
About to get started the second half of action. Before we do so, I want to throw the Bear Lake Realty fan cam on. And here's the funny thing about the fan cam. Not any fans here. Not by choice, but by the fact that no opposing fans were allowed to come. So you know what? All of you guys watching our stream back at mylocalradio.com, at home or listening on the radio, you are in the Bear Lake Realty fan cam no matter where you are tonight. All right, I've got great news for you. I got the scoreboard cam working, so you do no longer have to try and put it together in your mind, as the Bear Lake Bears will start the second half, leading by 3, and they've got it in the far wing. Trying to find some real estate to work with was Sharp, and a whistle is blown, and they're going to call a foul on the Rebels. Bear Lake will inbound the ball here. Leading by 3 in the third quarter, presented by Epic Recreation, as that pass escapes anyone, and it'll be Bear Lake ball again. Last touch by a Rich Rebel, actually. To inbound it now is Kalisha Parker, and she looks to the top of the key to Lydia Johnson, who puts up a shot from the elbow. That won't fall, but the offensive board is put up, and that's no good. Sage Tingy came down with the rebound. She's been a huge force on that glass. Stacy, slowing down her dribble, picks it up, looks to J.C. Corney at the block, and Corney can't have that shot go. Rebound rolled in by Johnson. Here's Haley Humphreys for Bear Lake, picking up her dribble. Humphreys goes into the paint, dishes it out to the top of the key. Driving in with Skinner, and that rebound is put back up for another shot, which is not any good by Parker. Just over 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Rebels still trailing by 3. Stacy has the ball at the top of the key, facing some pressure from Lydia Johnson. Dishes it out to Taylor McKee. McKee with some room. She bounce passes to Corney in the corner, who sends it all the way over the defense to Stacy. Thought about shooting from the elbow, instead has her pass intercepted, and another turnover from the Rebels. Here's Haley Humphreys at the top of the key with the ball. Humphreys looks to Johnson in the far wing. Johnson trying to direct traffic right now. Opts to shoot a 3 instead, and that is not going to fall. Rebounded by Stacy. Stacy looking up the court to Taylor Corney. A bounce pass to Tangy is intercepted. And once again, the two sides trading turnovers and miss. Oh, another turnover from the Bear Lake Bears. And here comes Stacy on a 2-on-1. Stacy puts up the layup, won't fall. Rebounded by Bear Lake, and picking up her dribble right now is Skinner. Kelsey Skinner has a shot that's going to go off the rim in an offensive rebound, and the Bear Lake Bears move it around. Johnson pops a 3, buries it. 24-18 now. Rebels down 6 on the station on main scoreboard. It's Taylor McKee at the near wing with the ball, who bounce passes it to Cornea. Sends it across to Stacy. She pops a 3. Nearly had a fall from the backboard, but opts to instead fall into a Bear Lake arm. Humphreys brings it up. Haley Humphreys picks up her dribble, looks inside. Trying to maneuver her way around the defense was Parker. Dishes it out to Johnson. She looks up top to Skinner. Bear Lake moving around well, and a shot is off, and an and-one opportunity. It was Hennick who got the shot off in time and then was fouled. I beg your pardon, Eliza Sharp, a senior. And after a good basket, Coach Cody Lundgren called timeout. With the Rebels trailing by 8, it's 26-18 Bears.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Welcome back here to Montpelier, Idaho. It's the Bears with an and-one opportunity right now, leading 26-18 with 5:04 to go in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Rich trailed by 3 at the half, but they've yet to get a basket or any sort of point in the second half. Nearly 4 minutes in. And at the line now is Eliza Sharp, a senior, trying to complete the three-point play. And the shot for the free throw is off the back iron and reeled in by Cornea. J.C. Cornea hands it off to Stacy. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Rebels down 26-18. Stacy passes to Taylor Cornea, who gives it over to McKee. McKee slings it down to Stacy in the corner, who reverses it right back to Taylor. Here is Stacy in the corner. Taylor Cornea on the far wing. Rebels moving along the perimeter, but get to penetrate, and Taylor McKee turns it over. Here's Haley Humphreys going the other way, and Humphreys gets the layup. It's now a 10-point game, 28-18. Stacy passes to Cornea. Goes over to McKee on the bounce. McKee gives it right back to Taylor Cornea, who sends it right back, and the two continue to play ping pong. Here is Stacy with it in the far corner. Rebels have not had much luck inside. Taylor Cornea picking up her dribble and passing to Taylor McKee, who reverses course, has her pass tipped and nearly taken away. She was looking to feed McKenna Stacy in the far corner. Bear Lake making some substitutions with 3:51 to go, leading 28-18 on the station on main scoreboard in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Stacy with the ball at the top of the key. Trying to move it, goes to the right, now has Taylor Cornea, feeds J.C. Cornea on the baseline, nails it! 20-26 after the first basket comes from J.C. Cornea in the second half. 28-20. Rebels down 8, but make it 10 after a good pass from Bear Lake. Finds a wide open Parker at the block, and back to a 10-point margin. 30-20, Bear Lake. Rebels on offense, and McKee thought about shooting a 3. Opts to pass to Cornea, who goes all the way over to Stacy. She loads up and fires a 3. Nails it. 23-30, Rebels down by 7. Bear Lake trying to pick up some tempo on offense. They give it to Humphreys. She chucks up a 3 of her own. That can't fall, and it's rebounded by Stacy in the corner. Just over 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Rebels down 7. Cornea in the corner. Rebels moving around. Stacy loads up for another 3. Money! Back-to-back threes for McKenna Stacy, and the Rebels are down by 4 now. It's 30-26. Haley Humphreys trying to respond to the 3 of her own for Bear Lake. That can't go. It's rebounded by Cornea and passed over to McKee. McKee will bring the ball up. TJ McKee trying to find some room. Passes to Stacy. Heavy defense. They find Cornea in the corner. Rebels moving along the perimeter. Currently, it's McKee with it at the wing. Tries to find some room. Ends up passing to Cornea in the corner. Right back to Cornea. And the two go back and forth. McKee drives into the paint, flips it over to Stacy. Not much room. Stacy working alongside the baseline. She's fouled, and she'll go to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Rebels down 4 with 1:42 to go in this third quarter. McKenna Stacy will shoot a pair of free throws as the gym is silenced. First free throw up and good. 27-30. Rebels down by 3. McKenna Stacy with 7 points in this third quarter now. Both JC and Taylor Cornea check out as Brittany Lamborn and Mackenzie Smith come in. Second free throw now from Stacy, up and no good. Rebounded by Lydia Johnson for Bear Lake. 90 seconds to go in this third quarter. Skinner pops a 3, and that's not going to fall. Rebounded by Bear Lake. Moving along the block and getting fouled on her shot is Hennick. And the senior Tillen Hennick will go shoot a pair of free throws with 1:27 to go in the third quarter. Rebels trailing 30-27 on the Station on Main scoreboard. First free throw off the iron, no good. Second free throw is up and no good. Sorry, beg your pardon. Second free throw's up and good. Don't we wish it was no good? It's 31-27 Bear Lake. Rebels down 4, and Stacy just strolling the ball up across half court. Moving on the right side. Reverses course to Taylor McKee at the top of the key. Stacy moving it back to McKee. And McKee at the wing with it. Feeds it inside to Mackenzie Smith. Has that ball stripped away. Loose ball picked up by Humphreys. 2-on-1 for Bear Lake. Humphreys off the glass and good. 33-27 Bears with 50 seconds to go and counting. McKenna Stacy trailing by 6 with her team. Stacy moving along the right side. Over 35 seconds to go in this third quarter, but the clock beginning to bleed away. And that's Taylor McKee moving along the baseline and had her shot go off the glass, and a foul is charged to Sage Tingey on the rebound attempt with 30 ticks to go in this Epic Recreation third quarter. Make your vacation an epic one. Go visit Epic Recreation at epicrecreation.net. Bears have it with 20 seconds to go. Sending it across course to Skinner. 18 seconds to go. Now it's Lydia Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson picks up her dribble, feeds it to Humphreys. Now it goes inside to Skinner, who dribbles it outside. From the free throw line, Johnson nails a two-pointer. And 5 seconds of counting. Bears up 35-20 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Smith at the buzzer, too late. Shot did not get off in time. And at the end of the third quarter, it's the Bears going on a run, a 5-0 run, to extend their lead back out to 8 points. It's 35-27 for the home team at the end of our Epic Recreation third quarter. We'll step aside and we'll have the fourth quarter of Rebel basketball. Let's see if they can complete a comeback here in Idaho.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Matthew Peterson. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 98.3 FM KADQ and our video live stream at mylocalradio.com. It's the Bear Lake Bears leading 35-27 to start this Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter over the Rich Rebels. Bear Lake extended their lead out to 10 at one point in that third quarter. Rebels cut into it to make it a 3-point game, but Bear Lake stretched it back out to an 8-point lead. Rich will start, and it's McKenna Stacy bringing the ball up the court, passing it to TJ McKee on the near wing. McKee looking inside to Lamborn. Lamborn passes to Stacy, who dribbles into the paint, dishes it back out to Lamborn for a long two. Won't fall. Loose ball, and who's got the Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball? It's going to go to the possession arrow favoring Bear Lake. Bears leading by 8 here to start the fourth quarter. Bear Lake brings the ball up and pops a three immediately off the glass, and another jump ball is called. That was Mackenzie Smith getting in there and wrestling for it, and this time the possession arrow goes towards Rich. Stacy bringing the ball up, trying to cut into this Bear Lake lead. Feeds it over to Smith, who gives it right back to her. Now McKee on the near wing, dribbles to the top of the key, passes to Stacy. She loads up for a three, nails it, and fouled. Make it a 4-point play potentially. It was McKenna Stacy putting up a three and taking the foul for a rare potential 4-point play. Rebels down by 5. They can make it a 4-point game if Stacy cashes in on this Bear Lake Realty free throw. And she does. Nothing but net. And now it's a 4-point game cut in half. Here's Humphreys bringing the ball up. Moving it inside now are the Bears. At the block, they turn it over. Picked up by Stacy. We had a Rich County government steal. Here's McKenna Stacy with the ball. Stacy passes it over to Mackenzie Smith. They get it out to McKee, gives it right back to Stacy. She launches another three. Will that go? No. Rebound, Darlene Peterson. That can't fall as well on the offensive putback. And the Bear Lake Bears take it up the court, and Coach Messerly for the Bears will call a timeout. Rebels cut the lead in half to start this fourth quarter. It's 35-31 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Bears.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Four-point game between the Bears and the Rebels here at Bear Lake High, and Rich, with 6:37 to go in the game, is trying to complete a comeback. At one point, they trail by as many as 10. It was 8 to start this fourth quarter, but a three-point shot from McKenna Stacy and a foul cut it in half after she nailed the free throw. Rebels trying to find some offense outside of McKenna Stacy. My records show the only other player to score in the second half is J.C. Cornea. Here we go to start the game here as they look inside. Bear Lake does, and quick floater ain't gonna go, and it's rebounded by Smith and handed over to Stacy. Stacy bringing the ball up the court, passes to McKee, who gives it right back to her. McKee at the top of the key with it, looks to Lamborn in the corner, feeds it inside. Darlene Peterson has her pass taken away. Turnover goes to the Bears on a Rich County government steal. Haley Humphreys guarded by Stacy. Feeds it over to Skinner. Skinner's pass is in a new zip code, and that will go to the Rebels' favor. 5:57 to go in the game. It's the Rebels trailing by 4.
Taylor, you gotta help her attack. You gotta help her attack.
Stacy bringing the ball up across half court. Feeds it over to Sage Chingy in the far corner. Right back to Stacy. Stacy driving in, feeds it to JC Cornea, and Cornea is fouled, and she'll shoot 2. Rebels will take offense any way they can, as Bear Lake's defense has been tough. Cornea to shoot a pair of free throws now. First free throw from JC is up and good. Bit of a roll to get there, but it does eventually, and it's now a 3-point game. JC Cornea picking up her 6th point of the game, and can she get number 7? Nope, not that time. Rebounded by the Bears. Humphreys will bring it up. 5.5 remaining in the game. Skinner on the far wing, thought about shooting, dribbles in. And they move it around. They go back to Skinner, who pops a 3. Off the iron, rebounded by JC. Gives it over to Stacy. 5:15 remaining in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th quarter. Stacy thought about shooting a 3, passes to McKee, who passes to Cornea, who had a shot that go off the side of the glass, not a play.
You gotta score.
5:08 to go. And Bear Lake trying to bring the ball in. Had some miscommunication there, but now they get it across half court. Humphreys passes to Johnson. Johnson hands it right back to Haley Humphreys. The senior Humphreys will give it back to Skinner. Bit of a check and mouse game here. Haley Humphreys puts up a 3 off the iron, and it's last touched by a Bear and Rebels ball. Rich trailing 35-32 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 4:44 to go in the 4th quarter. A lot of 4s right there. 4:44 in the 4th quarter. Have a substitution here, pausing the game momentarily, but now it's McKenna Stacy bringing the ball up the court, just gingerly walking, barking out some commands to her team. Gets to Sage Chingy on the far wing, gives it over to McKee. McKee at the top of the key, feeds it to Stacy. Stacy on the wing, looking for someone to pass to. Now she moves it back to the center of the court. Driving on the left side, loses the dribble momentarily, and last touch by a Bear. It'll stay with the Rebels. Stacy with a Crawford Trough inbound play now. Let's see who she'll look for. She is not going to have anyone find it as it's intercepted. And Bear Lake takes it away. Now they're pressured, but moving up the court with just over 4 minutes to go in the game. Bear Lake has it, and it's taken away momentarily by Sage Chingy, but they'll say she was out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Bears. Parker gets it into the corner to Humphreys, gives it right back to Parker. She's fouled, and she'll get another free throw on the and one. Galicia Parker fouled on her shot, and she'll try to make it a 3-point play. 37-32 now. Rich trailing by 5 with just over 4 minutes to go. Free throw up from Parker and good. And it's now 38-32, 6-point game, and a timeout is called here at Bear Lake High. It's the Rebels trailing by 6 with 4:04 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th quarter.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
4 minutes remaining in the game. Rebels need 6 points to tie it, and it's Stacy bringing the ball up across half court. Stacy gives it over to McKee. McKee trying to drive in, unable to, and finds J.C. Corney, who gives it over right back to Stacy on the near wing. Stacy gets into the paint and then gets out of it. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. Stacy driving into the lane, flips it over to McKee. She puts up a three off the iron. Loose ball. It's going to go into the hands of J.C. Corney. He gives it right back to Stacy. Stacy going into the paint, puts up a bit of a floater. Won't find anything. Saved by Peterson. No, they'll say her foot was out of bounds. 38-32 Bears on the Station on Main scoreboard. Inbound play goes to Haley Humphreys, and the Rebels putting on a bit of a full court press right now with Stacy and McKee. Oh, and Ambria Lutz commits a foul. I beg your pardon, Taylor Cornea commits the foul. Trying to poke that ball free. Now, neither team is in serious foul trouble here. That's only the 6th foul for the Rebels all half. And now it's Ambria Lutz checking in for Taylor Cornea. Sage Tingey coming back in the game for Peterson. Nope. Coach Lundgren is going to rework things. He's going to take McKenna Stacy out, give her a breather. I think that's the first time we've seen her come out of the game. And Stacy looks to be in some discomfort right now. Hopefully she's okay. Bears have it on offense. They're at the top of the key with it. Feed it to Humphreys in the corner. Back to Johnson on the far side. Bears trying to move it around, and Humphreys thinks about shooting a three. Now she goes in, and on the near corner. Rebels trying to play catch-up here as Bear Lake is quickly moving the ball around. Humphreys on the wing. 2:43 to go in the game. Ball escapes Kelsey momentarily. Looks inside. Bear Lake moving around, puts up a short jumper. It's rebounded by Lutz, has some traffic around her, and she is fouled. And that is foul number 4 on the Bears.
Let's go get extra points. Let's go.
Inbound play goes to McKee. Taylor McKee will take over that point guard position with Stacy on the bench right now. Pass goes to Lutz. Lutz gives it back to Taylor McKee. Trailing by 6, 2 minutes to go in the game. McKee driving in, gives it to Ambria Lutz. Lutz passes it back to McKee along the baseline. No room for Taylor. She reverses course and heads to the top of the court. Now approaching the left side of the defense. Doesn't like it. Goes back in. Still dribbling. Inside the paint now. And goes off the glass and can't get that to fall. Good rebound attempt for Darlene Peterson. Rolls it over to Sage Tingey, who can't hold on to it. And Bear Lake comes away with the ball with 1:40 and counting to go in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th quarter. Here's Humphreys from the block, putting off the glass, and good. And that may be a dagger, as it's now an 8-point game with 1:27 to go. First basket in quite some time. 40-32 Bears. Rebels have it on offense. It's Lutz with it, passing to Sage Tingey. Gives it to Taylor on the far side, who looks inside. Good pass, great finish from Ambria Lutz. And the Rebels back to a 6-point game with 1:14 to go in the game. It's 40-34, 6-point score, a 6-point margin on the Station on Main scoreboard, and a timeout is called. We'll take it ourselves. It's the Rebels trailing by 6 with 1:14 to go.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to Bear Lake High. It's a 6-point game. Get your popcorn ready with 1:14 to go, and it appears that McKenna Stacy, yes, indeed, is coming back into the game. Great sight to see. Looked like she may have been shaken up or something as she checked out for about 3 minutes real time and about 2 minutes of game time, roughly. I didn't bring my stopwatch with me. Give me a break here. But it's a 6-point margin right now. And the Bear Lake Bears are going to inbound the ball in their half of the court. Rebels need to make a stop here, and it needs to be a quick possession as well. Bear Lake is unable to get it across. It's a Rich County steal, and Stacy is fouled. Fouled hard. Give a lot of credit to Darlene Peterson elevating herself to tip the ball, and then Stacy runs after it. That's exactly what Coach Cody Lundgren would like to see. Rebels need to score. It needs to be quick right now. Stacy passes to Tingy, who passes it right back, goes to McKee on the near side. Gets over to Stacy. Stacy thought about shooting a three. She drives in, puts up a floater off the back iron. Rebound, McKenna Stacy rips it away, though, and now here come the Bears. It's going to slow it down. Skinner slows it down. 45 seconds to go. Rebels trailing by 6. Bears have it on offense, and they're going to foul. Foul is committed. It'll be a 1-and-1. So the Rebels really in a perfect spot here. That's only their 7th foul. So this is the first 1-and-1 we have seen all night long for either side. So there won't be 2 free throws for quite some time, as Brittany Lamborn will check in for Sage Tingy. I think Tingy may have fouled out with that 5th foul. It will be Humphreys to shoot a free throw on the 1-and-1, and she nails it. 41-34, back to a 7-point game. Second free throw on the way, and rims in and out. Rebound JC. 40 seconds and counting. Stacy picking up her dribble, crosses half court. At the top of the key, gives it to JC Cornea. She holds on to it. Now she looks inside, has her pass poked away, goes to Darlene Peterson. Peterson off the glass, no good. Rebound Bears. 25 seconds and Rebels foul. Wow, Darlene Peterson with a great look there, just unable to put it home. And it will be Bear Lake to go back to the free throw line, presented by Bear Lake Realty, to shoot a 1-and-1. Rebels trailing by 7, and a free throw. I mean, every point obviously hurts here, but 8-point game if this goes home, and it does. Eliza Sharp puts it in. 42-34 on the Station on Main scoreboard with just under 25 seconds in the game. Second free throw off the mark, but an offensive board, no. Cornea rips it away. And now here comes Stacy crossing half court with 18 seconds. Looks down low to Lamborn. Lamborn off the glass. That's not going to fall either. And another foul. The Rebels will look back at this game with missed opportunities. Both Darlene Peterson and Brittany Lamborn with good looks at the basket, but just cannot put the finishing touches on it. And another 1-and-1 coming our way. It will be once again Eliza Sharp, a senior, to shoot it. Rebels down 8 with 14 ticks to go. Free throw up and good. And that will just about do it, I'd imagine, making it a 9-point game now. Second free throw is not going to touch anything, and in basketball it has to touch something. 43-34, 9-point margin, 14 seconds to go. Inbound pass goes McKee. She picks it up now. Driving in, looks to Darlene Peterson. She gets it to go off the glass. And with 3 seconds, the Rebels will foul, trailing 43-36. Oh, tips out of bounds, I beg your pardon. And it will be Bear Lake to inbound the ball here. Inbound pass goes to Humphreys, and she'll run out the clock, and that will do it. Bears got out to an early lead, never really looked back. Your final from Bear Lake High, 43-36 Bears over your Rich Rebels. We got our post-game show coming up, so don't go anywhere. We'll have our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, our McKay Franklin Precision play of the game, an Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game, alongside an LSR refrigerated game adjustment. So keep it right here, Rebel fans. We got post-game coverage coming your way here on Rebel Radio, but it's the Bear Lake Bears topping the Rebels 43-36.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Welcome back to Rich High. Welcome back to Bear Lake High, and it's the Rebels falling to the Bear Lake Bears 43-36. And we've got our post-game show. Let's get into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. All right, here we go. So it was the Bears scoring first, and the Bears ultimately coming out on top. They got to an early lead, but ultimately at the end of the first quarter, it was even at 9 apiece. The Rebels at one point did lead 5-4. That was the only time they would lead all night. After that, it was all Bears. So at the end of the first quarter, it was 9-9. McKenna Stacy had 3 points. Taylor McKee and J.C. Cornea also had 3 of their own in that first quarter. Then in the second quarter, the Bears began to move away from the Rebels, but not by much. It was the Rebels trailing 21-18 at the end of that second quarter, but pretty back and forth, honestly. They were tied at 11s at one point, 17. Rebels were trailing 18-19, so very close back and forth. Actually, I look at this right now, the Rebels led 18-17, so that was the second and last time they led in this game, when it was 18-17. So Rebels down 3 at the end of quarter number 2. Stacy with 5 points, Ambria Lutz with a 3. And then in the third quarter, this was the difference maker. The Bears got out to a quick start, jumping out to a 10-point lead, 30-20. Rebels would begin to carve into it, though, going on a 7-0 run to make it a one-possession game, 30-27. However, after that, it was the Bears pulling away, ending the third quarter leading 35-27. Now, to open up the fourth quarter, the Rebels got a quick 3 and 1 on a McKenna Stacy 4-point play to make it a 4-point game, 35-31. So the Rebels trailing by 4, trying to make it an interesting game, but Bear Lake kind of put the gas on, and they would cruise on to win 43-36 over the Rebels, handing them their first loss of the season and only game number 2, though. So that's our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Go visit them at 113 Front Street in Evanston. I'm telling you, folks, it's always a consistently great sandwich. You just can't go wrong with a Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. And to add on to that, their barbecue chips, in my opinion, are the best barbecue chips ever. I'm just going to say it. Now, how about our Dr. McKay Franken Precision play of the game? It's tough to beat that 4-point play. One, that's just a rarity in basketball. Very rarely do you see a 4-point play. So McKenna Stacy picking up a 4-point play, fouled afterwards and completed it as well, the free throw. So I think that's got to be our Dr. McKay Frankum precision play of the game. Precision Family Dentistry at reasonable rates. You can give them a call at 307-789-8910 to schedule your appointment today. All right, folks, we're going to continue on here in our post-game show. Don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside, take another quick break, and when we get back, it's time for the Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Rebels losing to the Bears 43-36.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Welcome back to Bear Lake High as my camera decided to stop working. Might get that up and running for you, but if not, it is the end of the game, so I guess that's a good time for the camera to quit on me. However, let's get into our Auto Farm shot and play of the game, a community-driven dealership. So the shot of the game and play of the game, when it comes in a losing effort, that McKenna Stacy 4-point play, like I mentioned, for the Dr. McKay Frankum precision play of the game, obviously a leading candidate. But I'll tell you what, coming off the bench and providing a bit of a spark was Ambria Lutz. Had 5 points, had a 3 in the second quarter. So I'm going to hand over our shot and play of the game to Ambria Lutz. Actually, we're going to do this. Shot of the game to Ambria Lutz. Play of the game, I love some good defense. How about Darlene Peterson and McKenna Stacy combining for what could have been a huge steal at the end of the game? Peterson just climbing a ladder and knocking a ball down with about 40 seconds to go to force a turnover, giving her side a potential comeback opportunity. So that's our shot and play of the game right there, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet. Now, as for our LSR game adjustment, looking at the Rebels here when it comes to a losing effort and a game adjustment in the second half, they really fed the ball to Stacy. Looking at her total of 19 points. In total of those 19, 11 came in the second half, and including McKenna Stacy sitting on the bench for a portion of the game. The fourth quarter looked like she got shaken up, but returned to the game and looked A-okay to me. So McKenna Stacy picking up our LSR refrigerated game adjustment, getting her the ball in the second half, trying to make that comeback effort. All right, folks. We got one more stop here on our post-game show. It's the Rebel Sports Update. We're going to hear from senior Rich High cheerleader Abril Maldonado, and then we're done here from Bear Lake High. Once again, the Rebels losing to the Bears 43-36. So without further ado, we'll take another quick break, and when we return, actually, we're going to drive right into it right now. Let's get into our Rebel Sports Update. So without further ado, senior Abril Maldonado.
I'm now with Rich High senior Abril Maldonado. Abril, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I want to get started by asking you about your time as a cheerleader at Rich, and this being your senior year, what have the challenges been as a cheerleader this year compared to the past years?
This is actually my first year cheering. I did drill, but since drill was discontinued, I decided to give cheer a try. But it's not too different. I'm definitely enjoying it. At the beginning, I didn't see myself as a cheerleader, but now I'm steadily transitioning into the idea of being a cheerleader. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it. And this year, though, it's been different, of course, because of COVID. There's like opportunities that I haven't been able to take because of COVID. But I think so far, just what I've gotten as as an athlete during COVID has been like good. It's been really enjoyable.
That's awesome, Abril. I'm really happy to hear that you decided to give cheerleading a shot your senior year. You really don't see a lot of seniors pick up new things in high school. Has there been anything else that you've wanted to explore your senior year or give a shot before you graduate?
I am not. I've never really tried to get into student body, but this summer I was like, why not? So I ran for secretary, and I mean, I got in, and that's been really cool to like be an example for the school and like have input into what happens at Rich High. So yeah, there's that too.
That's awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about what you do as a secretary?
Well, the planning has been quite slow right now. We haven't had a lot of meetings, if we're being honest, just because we're a little limited and we don't know if they'll be able to go through. But so far, I think we've had success with, even though COVID's going on, we've had success. And we've been able to do fun things like recently we did a spook alley, and that was really fun. And I hope the other students were able to think so too.
I'm joined by Rich High senior Abril Maldonado. Abril, let's look forward a little bit here. Looking ahead, have you thought about what you want to do after graduating in the spring? Any career aspirations you want to get started on, or is that too soon to ask?
Well, I'm graduating with my associate's degree, so I have that down at least. I'm looking into the medical field, either like nursing or dermatology, and there's also like the psychology field. I'm interested in that. I haven't quite picked out a college. I'm deciding between 3, 4. So yeah, I'm not too sure what I want to do quite yet.
Well, congratulations on graduating with an associate's degree. I was talking to another senior, Kennedy Eastman, who is close to finishing hers up as well, and I just think that's such an amazing accomplishment for you guys to finish high school with that. Do you kind of feel the same way, or does it feel kind of normal to you, like, yeah, graduate Rich High, of course I'll have my associate's degree?
Well, the idea was new, definitely for me, like junior Abril. As junior Abril. But now it's just normal. Like, I've been able to balance out the classes this past trimester and now semester that's ending in like 2 weeks has been a little hard to balance, but I know that my next 2 trimesters are more balanced out, so I'll be able to enjoy more of my senior year. But no, totally normal, and I'm glad I'm taking advantage of this opportunity.
Abril, thank you so much for the time today.
Of course, thank you.
That's Rich High senior Abril Maldonado.
Great chatting with Abril Maldonado. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here from Bear Lake High. It's the Rich Rebels falling to the Bear Lake Bears 43-36. For my producer, Alyssa McDaniel, and my camera person, Gary McKee, I'm Matthew Peterson signing off. Until next time, go Rebels.
You've been tuned into Rich High School Rebel Basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, The Come On Inn in Casper, Plains Tire, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.